Go.
We live?
Yeah, do you want me to start or do you want to start or should
You
we?
can start, brother.
Hey, good evening and welcome to the show you've always wanted to have. That's right, that's the show where we come to you live from Las Vegas in a swanky hotel room. Ah?
Viva Las Vegas.
KC, how is Vegas?
That's right, Vegas. My room, the home of the $29 hooker that wouldn't give me change. That's right.
Okay. All right, the show just took a major kind of a slink down there. But hey, let's go back to how's Vegas?
Vegas is good. It's always and I'm not including this in there, but let's be honest. Even the worst of DJ shows ever, if you've ever been to a show and you're like, oh, that was a waste, you always meet somebody, you always get an idea in the hallway. There's always a redeeming factor. And if nothing else, for those of you that are like, I used to go to those, they're not the same. Listen, it recharges your batteries.
Mm-hmm.
If you are blessed enough to have come a long way, so you're not drinking from the fire hose anymore from the seminars, I think it becomes very obvious that you're very blessed to have the knowledge that you have. And if you're new to it or you're looking for inspiration, and there are people here like Mike Walter that are killing it still, no matter how many times you've seen them speak, or Alan Berg, they're always bringing their A game, and we're blessed to have them. So yeah, I would say Vegas overall has been a really great show.
Nice.
So what do you want to dive into first? Seminars, show
yeah,
floor,
we'll
what are we
get to
doing?
that. We'll get to that. This is we both one of the things we really like with the show is this is a time to be able to get face to face and see some of our friends that we haven't seen since the last show or maybe a
100%.
number of years. Let's drop some names. Who have you been able to see that you haven't seen in a while? That was kind of
Well,
nice?
I haven't seen a lot of people since Marquee in June, because I didn't go to NAM this year, and I did not go to Wedding NBA. For those of you that don't know, I elected to have some life-changing surgery. I had gastric sleeve surgery in October, which prevented me from going in November, and I'm happy to say I'm down 120 pounds. Now, the
Yeah.
reason I bring it up isn't to say yay me, but what's interesting is about people um, running into people. I'm used to seeing my everyday friends and family in Chicago, but every single person that I haven't seen in 6 months, a year, whatever, was like, holy shit, holy shit,
Yeah.
holy shit. And I didn't go to Atlantic City because I was still recovering from my meniscus surgery on my knee from the summer and just wasn't in the mental place to go. Plus, we were really busy. So it was nice to see a lot of people. And again, because I'm so used to now being my new size, I'm used to it, but so many people were like, and that's where you become very aware of the fact that I have not seen some of these people in a year, and even chatting on Facebook with them, and even the occasional phone call or text. It's not quite the same. It's just even casually sitting down and breaking bread and having breakfast or coffee or what have you.
Yeah.
So it's always great here. So friends of the show, yours and mine, Nick Hahn was there, Ricky Vasquez was there
Yeah,
with
I saw Ricky. Yeah.
promo only. Our boy Jay Brannon was proudly representing Pioneer,
Mm-hmm.
along with the head of marketing Hector from Pioneer, who was
Yeah.
great. Rich from Twinkly was there as well. If you're not familiar with Twinkly, it's a cool fiber optic styled, I'm going to say kind of LED backdrop that's becoming more and more popular for DJs that do more production to have across the back of their stuff. And then they also have a home division, so he's been at the shows lately.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's see, obviously Danny Max is here from Max, and let me tell you, again, life changing. He's got to have lost at least 100 pounds.
Yeah, he looked
I
really
mean,
good too.
he is downright skinny. I mean, you stand next to him and you might be choosing to eat a carrot or celery. I mean, good for him. God bless. He looks unbelievable. Our friends from Projectogram are here.
Hmm.
I'm trying to mentally go through. Midwest DJs Live was here. Who else was here? I'm trying to go through
Oh,
it all.
there's just so many. So we won't be able to hit
Yeah,
them all.
countless. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's just on the DJ side. Top Hits was here,
Oh
which is
yeah.
a nice change because they took a year off.
Mm-hmm.
Um, JMAS is here. There's a new company that's showing lights. They're a Chinese company with Chicago or a states manufacturer, and they're called Sanjai. They have some extremely cool lights. at extremely reasonable rates. In
Hmm.
fact, I was pretty shocked, and they were extremely nice to talk to. Their booth was down the aisle from us. Our friends from Color Key were there,
Yeah.
so Dave in the house, and
Nice.
so there was that. And if you want to win $1,200 worth of Color Key lights, go to marqueeshow.com and click on Color Key giveaway. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to register for anything. Just punch it in there. But they're there. RCF is here. I got to hear the new QSCs live,
Yeah.
the K series, and we'll talk about that. EV is here on behalf of NLFX. And then LFX also has some brands here that haven't been around in a while because American DJ's in their
I
room.
saw that. Yeah.
They had some in music brands in their room too. So a little bit of everything for everybody. One of the things that a lot of DJs have to get over with my show, with this show, with every show, the world has changed. The days of having every manufacturer having a 20 by 20 booth, those days are over.
Hmm.
Okay. So, as much as the feedback I heard from a lot of people was, there's not a lot of DJ here. And I would respond to them saying, just out of curiosity, who's not here that you would want to see here?
Hmm.
Very rarely did somebody say, somebody like Clay Packy or Martin or someone that's not historically really been at shows for 20 years or
Yeah.
ever was a regular staple. Fuel Lighting was at this show for the first time. And if you're
Wow.
not familiar with
Yeah.
Fuel is more of a decor lighting company,
Hmm.
and not uplights, but pin spots, magnetic pin spots with a gooseneck lamp. They've got battery operated like table lamps, like the old supper clubs had in the 40s and 50s. So I met Paul from there, and he was super nice.
Yeah.
And so we chatted. CP is here from a start.
Hmm.
There's a couple of new CRM companies in here as well. One of them, and I'll pull their card before we get off. One thing that I liked about this company was it's not only a CRM, but it's also a marketplace. So if you work with a lot of freelance DJs, or if you are a freelance DJ, you fill out your profile, you kind of put it out there to the marketplace. It has your pictures, contact info, and everything. So, John, if you needed some information for a client, who are we getting? Do they speak Spanish? Whatever, whatever, whatever. The nice part is your CRM lets you connect to their kind of profile. And if they're subbing for multiple companies, let's say you have a Spanish speaking event and you have a buddy, but the client wants to know this particular company. I met the family. They were super, super nice. Um, they're an app slash CRM. So they do a lot of things that a lot of the CRM companies do, but the app is kind of like a
White label.
white marketplace.
Yeah.
So there's some cool innovation.
Yeah.
Lots of people talking AI. So there's a lot of cool stuff here. But yeah, friends wise, so many old classics, and then some new and exciting faces as well. I got the opportunity to meet, which was great. So
Yeah.
it's been like every week. It's like a homecoming, or beginning of the school year. You see your friends, and then you meet a few new transfers, and you kind of go from there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it, for surely.
Yeah,
So let's kind
yeah.
of start it off Monday evening. You were, well,
Well, I'll go back to Monday day.
Monday day. Okay, so we'll put it the
No,
Monday evening. Okay,
no,
the
well,
big
Monday
news.
day, I flew in Sunday night, and Monday day, I actually took the time to take the 3 hour Allenberg seminar
Oh,
from
nice.
God, it went on forever, but in a good way. 8:30 to 11 or something along those lines.
Hmm.
It was 3 hours, and I'm very lucky. I'm personal friends with Alan. I have been for like 15 years, number one. So I get to chat with him regularly. And to a degree, if you've seen Alan, one of the great parts is he's so well spoken. One of the bad parts is he speaks about a lot of the same stuff. So
Sure.
you see versions of the same thing over and over again. I think the fee was $499 for his private workshop. An hour of the 3 hours was about being ghosted. Lots of great suggestions on how to formulate messages left, text messages, emails, on how to try to elicit a response without sounding too cliche salesman.
Yeah.
And 2 hours of it was all about his take on AI. And let me tell you, it was the bomb. I mean, we're talking the bomb. I just realized I never sent out I was so busy with the show today, I never sent out an email or even posted in the Facebook group page about this. So I feel really bad that, well, people are going to have to watch the rebroadcast. I'll send it out
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah, that'll be
But I
good.
just wanted to go see who's chatting with us, and I realized nobody is because of
Well,
me.
no, there's people chatting. Actually, I just reset it. There's about a dozen comments that are coming in between Facebook and YouTube.
Okay, good.
So yeah,
I'll
there's
let
some folks
you
with there.
fire those at me then,
Yeah, yeah, good.
so I can focus on what I remember
Yeah.
and that because it's been a fast 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
But Alan Berg's thing, his AI use, I mean, and in fact, he used Bill Herman's company as an example.
Okay.
And what was an example was he had gotten he had like four different AI tools, one of which he said, write an about us page based upon the reviews that you have found on Bill Herman Entertainment. And what AI wrote sounded like a Hollywood agent talking about his top of the line actor, Bill
Yep.
Herman. And the way it was drafted and written was unbelievable. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it was better than you could write about him, and you're good friends with
Yeah,
Bill.
yeah. It's a
I can, because it actually used as the talking points. It used what actual clients said about him, and so that was the part that was so very very cool and interesting.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was fantastic. But his seminar was, if you haven't seen Alan Berg, and I know that you're going to a convention sometimes and it's expensive, whether it's Wedding NBA or if he's going to be in your area regionally, spend the money because it shouldn't be whether or not you can afford it. It should honestly be whether you can afford to miss it.
Yep.
Because my head was exploding as I was listening to him talk because it was gold, pure gold.
Yeah.
So that was on Monday, and then I'm trying to think. Monday evening, I went to the think tank dinner. But I'm trying to think what else happened on Monday. Let me go in. These are master classes, Tuesday, PBX. I did not, because I spent the morning with Alan, I did not go to his Oh No, Not Another Competitor. Um, and I did not see Tom Cheseldnick from the Knot slash Wedding Pro speak. I actually got in there at the end. In fact, I'm looking at it now, playing it all back. At 3 o'clock was the MEX PBX Hall of Fame. That, as you know, I was honored
Mm-hmm.
to be part of this year's class. And I have to say, MEX PBX, they really stepped it up. The production was nice. They had pictures of everybody in the background. They could use a little bit more help with the walk-on music. Scott Favor and Kenny Costco did a great job because they actually talked from the heart about each person, so it wasn't a pre-written script.
Nice.
Scott Favor thought it would be hilarious to introduce me while wearing a pair of shorts.
Mm-hmm.
So if you haven't seen it, you can probably look at Scott's Facebook page or mine, and you will see him. Man, you make one bad
Seriously,
wardrobe function.
he did wear shorts?
He wore shorts to introduce me. He actually, and it was funny because we're backstage, and he goes running backstage, and he's like, "Get my way, out of my way!" And I look over, and he's like taking off his pants. And at first, I thought, "Oh shit, he must have torn his pants, or something was wrong, or I don't know what was going on," because he was so frantic. And he was very, very quickly changing outfits to bust my balls.
Uh-huh.
And but I know he did it from a point of love, and it was great.
How did I miss the pictures of him in his shorts?
Yeah.
Oh,
So it was pretty funny. And it was
yeah.
funny, Mike Walter, who was the one who took the initial picture of me interviewing Michael Buffer, actually apologized to me saying, "I'm really sorry. I didn't think we'd be talking about this 16 years later," or
Yes.
whatever it is.
That's something.
And I said to Mike, I go, "No one talked about your seminar from Las Vegas DJ show, just mine."
Just
So,
saying.
maybe if you had the legs, you could pull it off.
Maybe. Oh, funny.
Monday night was the opening night kickoff party. Going back to seminars, unfortunately, I know Matt Radicelli I didn't see it firsthand, but Matt is also someone that's a can't miss at shows,
Mm-hmm.
and he spoke on sales and such on Monday. And then the other thing about Monday was it was kind of a hodgepodge, not in a bad way, or a better, more of a potluck dinner. Some of the people speaking were about photo booth and DJ. Some were photo booth people, but spoke generally about things. So Monday was kind of a little bit of both.
Mm.
So that was Monday. And then Tuesday, breakfast of the game master, I did not do. And then again, um, I didn't go to any of the early morning stuff. So because Tuesday I was setting up our fine booth because Marquee had a booth here.
Yeah.
Uh, Mike Walter spoke and crushed it as all. Wait, no, he spoke on, yeah, what day is it? Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. So
Wednesday.
yeah,
And
he spoke on Tuesday.
this booklet is a little bit confusing. Yes, he spoke on Tuesday, and he had by far the most crowded, or the number of people was the most crowded in the showroom for him.
Mm-hmm.
It was standing room only, and I agree with 90% of what he says about emceeing. The differences between him and, let's say, you and me, it's just style. It's not necessarily he's right, I'm wrong, or you're wrong and I'm right, or what have you.
Right.
It really just comes down to style. And so that was that. I got nothing but positive feedback about Stephanie Rivkin today, talking about AI. And there's no question the new buzzword for 2025 is AI.
Oh yeah.
And I know how I've been using it, but it after Alan's seminar, I must have 24 new ways of using it and such. So that was great. In fact, too, James Trevillis from Curator actually spoke for the very first time in front of a large group of people.
Nice.
So he's our buddy from Curator.
Yeah.
I'm going through things. I heard Ursula McKinley crushed it, who's like the marketing guru on the photo booth side.
She is good.
So
Very good.
yeah, so we should probably try to have her on the show one of these years.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and then again, Tuesday was the hustle and bustle of getting ready for the opening night thing. Oh, the other thing was that they introduced Vinny Vegas, which is apparently Rob's new mascot. And here's kind of the cartoon of it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
And,
did see that.
and so he was up on stage for different things. So there was
Was
that.
he saying "lucky" by chance?
Was it Lucky was not there? And it was funny because I was teasing Kenny Costco about when am I going to be able to say make some. Tuesday I did go see to. I did go and see Howard Wallach and Jeffrey Sandler
Mm.
talking about non-for-profit events,
Okay.
and they did a nice job. Again, their style and my style is different. They're a big fan of the best way to get a fair amount of money out of a charity is to become an active member of the board. And that for me, my lifestyle, I don't want to spend 1 hour a week on a Zoom call with a bunch of other charity people.
Mm-hmm.
And so while they had lots of great content, I just wonder by the time you are done amortizing the amount of hours you spend to try to get either the event or get significantly more money from the charity financially while giving to the charity, are you really making that much more than, let's say, the $1,000 discounted DJ rate?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
By the time all is said and done. DAS Audio was also the sponsor of the DJ seminar room. So Darren Young did his The Art of the Noise seminar,
Okay.
talking about DJing and stuff. Chris Washburn is always a great sell or a great presenter.
Mm-hmm.
He actually had a bunch of pre-recorded videos of some of the mashups and the wordplay that he did. So it actually worked out really well to make it run smoothly. Like we said, Mike Walter killed it with his MCing You Amplified, which he did for the very first time at I almost said Think Tank at Marquee last year. And then once again, what do you call it? Killed it. Matt Radicelli, again on sales.
Mm-hmm.
Kova did a thing on mashups, transitions, and editing, which he also did at Marquee. And he's another super, super talented guy. So if you're looking for someone to follow that's really into the editing side of the business and that, he does a great job. So there was that. I did not see John Roach, but Mike Walter saw him and said that he did a really, really nice job as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then this morning, the name that stuck out the most, honestly, was Stephanie Ribkin. And Stephanie talked about AI and elevating your DJ business with AI. And then John Roz did a thing called Going the Distance, which was primarily story based about a lot of veterans, and I happened to be mentioned in it as well, as did Mike Walter, and kind of how we try to stay relevant. And I'm 35 years in the business now, which makes me feel old as dirt. But I remember when I was younger, sitting up watching other people going, "I'm 30 years in the business," like Joe Martin or whatever, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Damn, that's old."
Yeah. Yeah. Without that. Wow.
Um, so, and then the other, I guess, sleeper of the show was a gentleman by the name of Jeff Heidelberg, and he went on just before Big Daddy, and he talked about mixing and that. And Mike Walter just really he pulled me off to the side when I came in to sit for Big Daddy's thing, and he said to me, I should really consider talking to this guy about speaking at Marquee. This kid's young, he's excited, he's speaking with passion. He had really, really good stuff. And Mike said he almost didn't attend the seminar because, from a content point of view, he didn't think it was going to be he'd get as much out of it relevance wise, but he did, and he raved. And
Mm-hmm.
then Big Daddy was Big Daddy. I mean, Big Daddy. Truthfully, it's the Big Daddy show, which feels like an hour long, um, in a good way. If he was thanking everyone from coming to his birthday party,
Mm-hmm.
he had pictures going in the background, talking about his family, talking about what's important, and pointing out different people in the audience that people should really pay attention to on social media or go and see their seminars or buy their books or what have
Yeah.
you. And very complimentary for his friends. Russ Powell was the show DJ from Utah, and
Mm.
he did a great job keeping the energy up and hustling and getting everything going the whole week. So he did a great job, and his wife Morgan was taking pictures the whole time. So if you see any incredible pictures, it's going to be because of her. So that's my wrap up. Tomorrow, Jamie Bodie, who's been on our show before, is going to be talking about money management. And Jody is doing a thing called, I think, Shit Happens, but I think they changed it to Stuff Happens.
Sure. Sure.
Tomorrow is kind of the getaway day for a lot of things. I think the show floor is open from 12 or 11 to 3 tomorrow, so it's a shorter day. And yours truly then takes the red eye home tomorrow night. So there's that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that takes care of the seminars that I saw.
Mm-hmm. Let's jump into the exhibit hall and what kind of gear things you saw.
Okay. So I was invited to a private kind of VIP showing for QSC, as they're the new title sponsor for the Marquee show this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to get the full demonstration and hear the new QSC K columns.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, they're phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
They really, they didn't just put out an array speaker. They put out a lot of very logical tools within it. It's a 3,000 watt amplifier. It is loud in a very good, clear way.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you are a big bass junkie, and let's say you already own a KS, 181, or one of the other K series subs, what's really cool because it's self-powered is if you want to add another sub to the system, you can daisy chain out and the processor will recognize that third sub. So if you really are a sub junkie and you want to have some low end, it'll recognize it, and then you can add that sub as yet another added bass bin. So you can be running, and then the column itself adjusts accordingly, knowing that there's now a third bass bin. So
Oh,
the
nice.
technology is extremely extremely impressive.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the column itself, it's big. In fact, you know how EV's got the super cute smaller bags for the kind of like backpack bags
Yeah, for the
for
30. Yep.
theirs. These are it sits in what looks like a keyboard case or like a guitar case. I mean, it's a pretty meaty case,
Mm.
so it's pretty cool. So same thing with EV's new ones. It's pretty meaty cases.
Yeah.
So both EV and QC have some pretty impressive stuff out.
Yeah.
And so shifting over then, so QSE had their own room and they are being repped. If you're watching this, they're being repped by NLFX here. So you can place an order for their speakers or buy with their show specials here. And then I popped into Ben's room and he is repping, I believe, American DJ, some of the in music brands, but the newest toys are the Evolve 70s and the Evolve 90s. And I'll tell you, the Evolve 90, it's not a little speaker. I mean, it is a big, meaty cabinet, and it definitely is not. It is not your mama's little powered speaker anymore. It is a a sizable cabinet. It sounds great. In fact, they have the room next to EV, so there were some times where there was some bleeding going on in
Sure.
between the rooms, and that's a solid wall too. It wasn't even an air wall.
Hmm.
But I got to talk to Michael and Marco from EV, and they are super excited about their stuff. Ben has financing available,
Yeah, I saw
so
that.
you could get in, I think, as low as like $66 a month. Now,
Oh,
I don't
goodness.
know if that's for the rest of your life or what the amount, what the
There were
term of it
two.
is,
There
but
was a 4 year and a 6 month. So.
okay. So, so there was that. So that's that, and then I'm gonna go through so I don't miss anybody on our floor plan.
Mhm.
Um, so on the DJ side, Danny Max has got a new photo booth out, and it is for the people that are tired of white or black.
Mhm.
He has a nice, I think he said it was birch or mahogany wooden cabinet. So if you want to have a very old school, very Ethan Allen style booth, it's super nice. So instead of it being it's the same design as the others, but it's a beautiful job, a really, really beautiful job made out of a nice mahogany cabinet. So if you want a different look, and he did say he had a tremendous amount of interest in it, and he's a great guy, so I'm happy for him.
Mhm.
I have not gotten a chance to talk to him yet, but there's a new CRM company called DJ Manager that's there, and they're from England, I understand.
Okay.
So they made their debut. And then who else was there? A company called Party People. I've not had the opportunity to chat with yet. Vibe 99.7 was there, which is always there. CP from Start was there with a nice double booth and was out there hustling. I got to see, he has a very cool interactive floor plan. So the way you pick up your place cards at a wedding, this one it's a touch panel, so you can actually see, Mr. and Mrs. John and Jane Doe, table four, and you hit the button and you see what table you're at and everything else. So it's kind of cool. He's definitely a developer,
Yeah.
and so he was there. And then Projectogram was there, so it was great to see them again.
Mhm.
And then DAS Audio had their big white igloo that was there, and they were showing off their column array that they had out maybe a couple of years now. Jetpack was there again with their Ultimate bags, and so it was great to see them. Ultimate Ears was there, also scanning ears for custom done earwear.
Sure.
Um, let's see, JMAS was there with their stuff. And then Pioneer was there. So Hector was there from Pioneer, as well as your friend Jay Brannon, or I should say
Mhm.
our friend. And like I said, the Sanji Lights was there, Twinkly. The Knot was there, actually, or Wedding Pro. Top Hits was there for the first time in 2 years, so it was good to see them. Silent Sound Systems was there too, and he's actually got a goal. I think he was saying they were trying to do a silent disco party, Guinness Book of World Records, where they needed to do, it was either 20,000 or 200,000 silent disco. So he was trying to get a whole bunch of I think it was going to be at one of the EDM festivals
Mm.
or Winter Music, try to break the Guinness Book of World Records for it. So we chatted a little bit. Chauvet was there being repped by Hollywood DJ out of California.
Yeah.
Vibo was there, so it was great to see Michael
Mike.
and his
Yeah.
crew. Um, Andy was there from Name. And like I said, Fuel Lighting was there as well. If you're into not theatrical decor, but party
Yeah.
decor, pin spotting tables, things like that. And that was kind of it on the DJ side. RCF had a demo room, EV had a demo room, QSE had a demo room. So you got to definitely see, feel, and touch those.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the DJ or on the photo booth side, a lot of again, synonymous names. PB Backdrops was there, Pickbox, Curator, ATA, Photo Master, Max, LA Photo Party. My good friend Ryan was there with Spot My Photo. Imaging Spectrum was there, and Imaging Spectrum, as you may or may not know, is like the NLFX Pro of printers and supplies and cameras, things like that. Moby booth was there. I got to talk to Mike real briefly. If you're looking for an alternative to the Toad booth, just because you don't want to have the same booth your competitor has, Moby's booth is really, really well done. They did a very, very good job. They debuted it last year. Doesn't have quite the same street cred, I guess, for lack of a better word, or the same longevity as the others, but they
Mm-hmm.
were there. Ray Borgia was there with his photo booth stuff. And if you're looking to pick up one of the audio phones, I think he had them as low as like $200.
Oh
They've
wow.
really come down in price. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there was that. Dezentech was there from Russia, but did not have their 360 booth, which I was shocked because that was kind of their calling card.
Mm-hmm.
But they had some other photo booths that were there. Two DJs, one mic. Our friends were there.
Yeah.
Mike and Jeffrey were there doing their show. From there, our friends from DJ Trivia were there. They were on the photo booth side because it's quieter.
Yeah.
DJ Intelligence was there. Trying to think of who else, and I'm going through this real quick.
Yeah.
Big Hand Props. If you're looking for something cool and different for your photo booth, they last year they didn't suitcase. They just kind of brought some samples of their stuff. And what's cool is they have these massive, oversized
Huge. Yeah.
props, but you slide your hand into the back of it, and they're a very cool visual illusion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's also a company called Rugged Wraps, which is a heavy duty cord lock company. And it's made by a DJ production company out of Salt Lake City. And they were actually next to me. Rock and Roller was also there, and they had the deal of the century on Rock and Roller. So if you're at the show and watching this or that, I'm telling you, it was like crazy good deals. I mean, they sold over $8,000 for the Rock and Rollers in the last day and a half. So it's been nuts.
Yeah.
Another cool thing is BleepShare has a very cool convert your picture to a cartoon morphing thing. So their technology was super, super cool. Not a lot necessarily new. PhotoMaster has a very cool, it reminds me of the old Disney World, It's a Small World illusions. It looks like the Zoltar machine.
Okay.
And it's got like an interactive thing where you can like talk to a genie kind of a thing. So that was super cool as a novelty. Not necessarily photo booth, but if you're entertainment things, there's that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going through the floor plan to see who I've missed that I actually talked to. DNP was there as always. They're a staple of every photo booth show. Alan Berg had a booth on that side as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he has another new book out as well. Two DJs, one mic we talked to. I think that's kind of it on the showroom side.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So,
yeah. It looked like they had a nice space, a lot of different options and variety for.
There were no holes in this show, not that I saw anyway.
No, it looked really good.
And they only had one or two mass vendor type booths there. There was somebody selling, in fact, this little jewelry thing. I bought this at Wedding MBA years ago. That's supposed to help me with my ions to stretch. I just thought it was a cool bracelet, so I bought it like, I don't know, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
They were there, and then a teeth whitening company was there doing the ultraviolet teeth things.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you want to get a little bit brighter, that was that. But there was that. This hotel is great in a lot of ways because if you don't want to leave the property, you really don't have to. There's
Mm-hmm.
like 8 or 9 restaurants of all different budgets, with all kinds of stuff. And if you come back to the hotel between midnight and 6 a.m., they've got like 6 or 7 late night snack things for like $4 or less. Like you can get a burger here for like $4 with fries for their late night snack, steak and eggs,
Mm-hmm.
shrimp cocktail for like $4. So there's that if you're out partying and you want to come back and pass out. There's that steak and shake inside of here, a deli place, ice cream, Starbucks. And then again, they've got different themed things as well. So
Yeah.
so it was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the drawback, not in a negative way, but what I don't care about, what's not ideal about this show is a lot of the different things are spread out pretty
Yeah.
far.
It does cover a lot of acres.
It's a, yeah, you're going to definitely get your steps in on this show. So if you're looking for an intimate situation, this is not it. Um, since I've had the weight loss, my sinuses are very sensitive.
Mm.
So between the cigarette smoke and the pumpkin strawberry berry flavored air freshener or whatever, my nose is definitely seeing better days.
Yeah.
So, but I have to say, this hotel, if you're not staying on property, you're just dumb.
Mm-hmm.
I got to be honest with you.
Yeah. It's a
It's
decent enough.
extremely
Yeah.
affordable.
Yep.
It's unbelievably convenient. The rooms are super clean and nice.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the trendiest, like cutting edge? No, it's not. But it is an extremely nice hotel with all of the amenities that you would need to truly enjoy yourself without ever having leaving the hotel,
Yeah.
unless you want to go to Fremont Street or hit one of the big casinos or go to a show or what have you. So from that aspect, I love this show. Every show has its hits and its misses, and just because I like chocolate and you like vanilla doesn't mean that I'm wrong and you're right, or you're wrong and I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
But every show producer, I believe, does their very best job possible to do its best. I mean, the only negative I'd say is I heard a show producer once wanting to do a show in Minnesota in September,
I heard
and it's
that person
just
was a genius.
terrible.
I'm just
I mean,
saying.
just a horrible idea.
That was
You may
one
as
of,
well hold it on Christmas Eve.
yeah. I thought that I heard that person was an incredible genius about making a DJ
Oh,
convention
just
in the
craziness.
fall like that, and then putting it at a place where there wasn't any alcohol because DJs, who needs alcohol when they're going traveling to a convention?
I was at your show. I needed alcohol. Okay.
Well, there was
The
that.
phrase that pays that got Mike Walter and Randy Bartlett to almost spit out their drinks was, I said, "Man, now I know what it's like to go to a DJ show as Marcello." And the two of them were just like, couldn't think it was funny enough.
Oh,
So,
yeah, that's very
and
funny.
if you don't know who Marcello is, that means you're under 50. And if you
Yeah.
know who Marcello is, that means you're over 50.
Pretty much. Casey, we
So,
got to let's just wrap up here in a couple minutes. But before we do, I wanted you to kind of touch base or talk a little bit about when people are planning to go to a show or to leave a show, specifically
yeah.
when they're going to arrive. The show started. There were things going on Monday already. You chose to come in on Sunday. Some people would
I
have
came
been
in
coming
Sunday
in
night.
on Monday,
A
but
couple of
what would you
Go on, sorry.
recommend when people are like, when should I be coming into a show to get the most out of the experience?
If you have the ability, based on personal life, family life, finances, I'm going to always recommend, if possible, you come in the day before any show. Like Marquee starts, our arrival day is Monday. Our manufacturers are setting up things like that. If you can get in on Sunday, come into the city of Chicago, enjoy the city. Come into Atlantic City on Sunday, enjoy the shore, down the shore. Come into Vegas on Sunday, go to Fremont Street, and have a nice restaurant. Meet a handful of close friends that are going to be pulled in a million different directions, and then be accessible even the day of the first, like Monday there were some seminars and things like that, but it wasn't in full swing until Tuesday. Atlantic City's that same way, but be accessible for coffee, for meals, for the camaraderie that is organic at every single show. And then when the seminars start, put your butt in a chair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You've made the effort. It's to me, it's like joining a health club and walking in, having a smoothie and sitting around and not actually working out. It's just I don't understand it. I absolutely love seeing my friends. I've had breakfast, lunch, and dinner with tons of people in the industry. But you know what? The definition of or the purpose of any conference is to go there to learn something, whether it's to grow your business, whether it's to take some of the stress off of your life, whether it's to find the new latest, greatest widget that you believe will help you make more money, upselling something, making something like DJ furniture the last couple of years makes you look a little bit different than perhaps the standard DJ on a table.
Mm-hmm.
But get your butt in a chair, okay? Even the smartest people here making multi-million dollars can learn something in every seminar. Sit your butt down in the chairs. And that's one thing, and I don't put it on the producer. Back in the day with Mobile Beat here, there'd be 700 people in attendance at every single seminar for them. A good, at least at 3/4 of them.
Sure.
It's not the case here. There are people I saw here that are hanging out because it's Vegas. And that's one of the reasons that there are so many trade shows in Vegas. But you're here to learn, and that should be your first and foremost important thing, whether that's in Milwaukee or Vegas or Atlantic City or Chicago or Boston or Pittsburgh. Get there, stay focused, okay? Put your phone down, open up your minds, and listen to people. I mean, I sat with tons of people in my booth, of which I thought some of them just had the worst ideas in the world. But it's not for me to say. I don't know, Mississippi karaoke market. Like, I can't say whether it is. I know that I wouldn't want to do it in Chicago, but listen, he had enough money to come to the show and do what he's got to do, and and that's it. So, and I don't care how many years you've been doing it. Everyone, I've been doing this 75 years, and I've never had to go to a show. Well, you might be a lot better if you did.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take that away. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? You go there, you have a good time in Vegas or Chicago or wherever, and you realize, I didn't miss anything. Okay, you spent money on dumber things. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, go there, have an open mind, bring business cards, connect with people on social that you meet in the hallways and everything else, and just be open to new ideas. That's all.
Yeah. Important, good stuff there, Casey. Thank you very much for that. The link, I'm going to share that again. This is the link to sign up with the Marquee Show page. Bounce up there and you can sign up there. That's going. You're going to be doing some color key lighting. Is that?
We've got. If you go to our website and you click, you have to go to the more page, but we're giving away $1,200 worth of color key lighting. You do not have to buy a pass. You don't have to sign up for a pass. You just have to say hello, and that's it. It's just a free registration, to win that. And so it's 2 movers and a carrying bag, and then a bunch of their really cool battery-powered uplights, super slim power, really nice, in a bag. I think it's their Hex 5s, I believe is what it is. And so as a result of that, I mean, come to the Marquee Show website at marqueeshow.com. We just signed the contract with the hotel, and we'll have more details up very shortly. We'll be announcing all of our presenters in the next, probably in the next week or two. So by March 1st, we should be up. And then we've got some very cool stuff happening on the April 2nd podcast. Mm-hmm. We're going to be giving away a significant amount of prizes, like over $10,000 worth of prizes, as we do our official Marquee Show preview.
Nice.
Speakers, presenters, parties, everything. So yeah, all things Marquee. So the best thing you can do is enter to win. Someone's going to win, and then the worst thing you'll do is get some emails from me, and if you don't like them, you can unsubscribe and then I'll resubscribe you, and then you can unsubscribe and I'll resubscribe
Subscribe you
you, and
again, and then you'll
yeah,
3
and we'll
months.
go from
It'll be
there.
great. It's wonderful.
You can probably
You feel the love for just emulating out of those. It's great. It's great.
That's right.
Casey,
Absolutely.
thanks for catching us up on what's been going on in Vegas this week. And again, marqueeshow.com. You guys can go pop out there and check it out. Sign up. You go to the more page and be able to sign up for the drawing and such. And then we'll be back again next Wednesday night. You'll be back in Chicago.
I will be.
Excellent.
Can't wait. I go home tomorrow. Busy weekend, and hopefully I don't lose my voice too much. So
yeah. Well, you take it easy on that, and we'll see you next week. And everyone, you have yourself a great night. Good night, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, John.